Hi guys, my name is David James. I'm from Business Growth Digital Marketing. I'm a search and digital marketing specialist. Today I wanted to have a chat with you about the Google Search Console, which is formerly known as Google Webmaster Tools. There's quite a lot of people who've never been able to use it properly before. I wanted to do a quick demonstration about how it can be used, what to look for, and how you can use this console to further improve your website optimization. So I'm going to do a walkthrough. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave comments in the section below, and I'll be happy to answer it or to explain something in more detail in a follow-up video. Okay, so right now I'm in the Google Search Console, which has been known as Google Webmaster Tools. Okay, so on the dashboard, you'll see an overview of your website. Now, the website that I'm going to take a look at is Lilivia, which is a blog that I run. It's a very simple site. So I just thought it'd be easy to start off with this because it's quite simple and basic. The more complex your website is, the more things within the Webmaster Tools console you'll need to consider. Okay, so just to walk through it, this button, this link will take you back to the Search Console. So if I click on that, the page should refresh. So I'm just making it a bit bigger. Okay, and then you can see the different sites that I'm managing. Now, actually, something that's important to know is you'll see the sites within your Search Console that you are managing. Now, if it's like this, it means that the website's not verified, so you don't have access to the property. It gives you the message below. You can easily verify the property as long as you have access to the website. And then you've got the websites that are verified. So I've got Lilivia and I've got businessgrowthdigitalmarketing.com, which have been verified. So if you want to add a new property, you go to this button here. You click on it and then you enter the URL. It's pretty straightforward. Now, if you want to manage a property, you need to get access to it. So you've got manage a property here, and then it says verify this property. If you don't want it on your console, you will delete it. So I'm not going to delete this one right now. I did delete one the other day, but if you want to delete it, you just hit the delete button. So after clicking on verify this property, it will take you to the recommended methods and alternate methods. So if you're not a computer type of person, it's best to speak with somebody who understands a bit about computer codes, HTML, about server, like things on the server side, just something that will help you to get this verified. It shouldn't be a complicated process. It should be quite straightforward, but if you're not familiar with websites, computers, servers, it can be quite confusing. So the first one is to upload an HTML file. Now, what this means is you upload a web page, an HTML web page, to your web server, and you would usually do it through an FTP. So that's a file transfer protocol. You can use something like FileZilla. So I don't have FileZilla to show you, but like FileZilla is one popular one. If you are with a web hosting company, you can actually do it through the web hosting company's FTP. If you run things through a CMS, you might get some other options. But generally speaking, uploading an HTML file is generally the easiest. Now there's the root folder, and all you have to do is just upload it to the root folder. Now it tells you to download the HTML verification file, and the name of the file will be this. And you can see it ends in HTML. Once you have uploaded it, then all you need to do is follow the steps. So upload it to the root folder, confirm by successfully uploading it and seeing this in your browser. So what that means is you copy this URL and then you'd open another another tab in your browser, paste it in, and you should see it come up. And once it's there, you click on verify, which is this button here, and then it should all work. You should come up with a success method. If it doesn't work, then something has gone wrong. So you need to go back through the steps. You might have uploaded it to the wrong directory, or the file name might be incorrect. Yeah, but have a look. Click verify. If it works, it should be fine. If not, then something's gone wrong, and you can have a look at and see what's potentially gone wrong, or you can have a look at these alternative methods. So I'm going to move on to the alternative methods now. Okay, so the alternative methods, they are quite simple as well. So I'm going to go through each of them. So the first one is the HTML tag. Now, in a web page, so I'll just bring up any web page. So let's go to this one, which is just about, it's just an article page. Okay, I'm going to go to the home page. So I'm just going to delete this and go to the home page. So now that I'm on the home page, I'm going to go to the web page source. So I can go to view page source. By the way, I'm on a Mac, so if you are on a desktop running a Windows operating system, it'll look a bit different, but you can generally do the same thing. Okay, so this is your HTML coding within the web page. And all of these are HTML tags. You've got your HTML, you've got your CSS. So just going back to Webmaster Tools, this HTML tag needs to go into the site's home page. So that's the main page of the website. All you need to do is just copy and paste this code in between the head section and before the first body section. So I'll show you what that means. So here they've got HTML head. So that's the opening tag, head, and then you copy the code. Then you've got the other tags, the title tag, and then that's the closing head. Now I'm going to go to the view page source, and we're going to look for it. So you've got the opening tag for the HTML code, and then you've got the heading tag here. So it needs to appear within here. And they said before the first body tag. So you can see like meta properties, meta name, which is description, meta keywords, title. And if you want to make it a bit easier, you can just go Control F, look for body. Actually, let's look for the tag body. And there we go. So that's the opening body tag. So it needs to appear before there, but it also needs to appear before the closing head tag. And the closing head tag is here. Okay, so you copy it, paste it, put it in there, quick verify, and then it should work. If it doesn't work, then something's gone wrong with the verification process. You might have put it on the wrong page, or you might not have put it in the correct place in the code. But if you have done it correctly, you should get the success message. Domain name provider. Okay, so this is signing into your domain registrar or provider, and then you should get instructions on what to do. So there's popular ones like GoDaddy, Namecheap. Yeah, so like I'm with Namecheap, and then it says to follow the steps to create a DNS, domain name server, record that proves to Google that you own the domain. So this is a bit more techy, but you can add the text below to your DNS configuration. So for me, it would be for my professional career. And within your DNS settings, within your domain name hosting provider, you'll be able to do that, and then you'll be able to verify the details below. But make sure to click on the domain name registrar that you're with. So if you're with GoDaddy, then follow the verification process. As you can see, it differs between the different domains. Between the different providers. Okay, Google Analytics. This one's quite a simple one. So this can be simple if you have already verified your domain name. Sorry, not your domain name. If you've input the code across your website. So make sure that you're using the code within your site, that the code is in the heading section of your web page, and once you've got that, then you can just edit the permissions for the web analytics property, and you just verify it. Click on verify. It's very easy. Google Tag Manager, you must be using the container snippet, and you must have the manage permission for the Tag Manager container. And then all you do is click verify. Okay, so hopefully that's been like a good start just to begin with. Oops. Well, it's saying that it's not verified, but I'm not looking to verify it. So I'm just going to go back to the property. So back to Olivia. There we go. So now I'm on the dashboard, and you can see the news. So these are the messages that you get from Google, and then you've got the current status. So are there errors, anything that you need to identify? Search analytics, which is the amount of clicks or visits or impressions that you're getting to your site, and then the sitemaps. So the first one I'm going to cover is messages. Now, I don't have any messages in here, but it's important that you keep an eye on any messages to make sure that you don't have any issues that's going to be affecting your website. There are some that aren't that serious, so like this one, they've just suggested to improve different areas of the site, which is fine, but then there's more serious ones, like if you get caught for doing a violation. The biggest ones are link violations, where you can get a manual penalty, and you need to remove the penalty. Trying to remove the penalty generally takes quite a decent amount of time, depending on the size of your site. So make sure you keep an eye on this section of the console. It's really important. Okay, I'm going to go into search appearance, and then you've got structured data. So structured data makes it easier for Google to understand the web content that's within your site. So if there's a pattern of data that's structured in a way on your site, you can use the data highlighter, which I'll go into next, to be able to get Google to understand it a lot better. They did flag it up where people have been like abusing it to manipulate their search rankings, and that's not what it's for. It's used to improve improve Google's understanding of what content is on your site and what the content's all about. Google aims to do as much of it as possible on an automated system, but this is here to help. Okay, the data highlighter. Yeah, shows off your data site in search. So this is what I was talking about before. And tagging the page is easy. So down here you can see where there's events and like event timings. And then you can see the reviews. So it's meant to make Google like smarter with knowing what the content's about and displaying it. But there were people who were abusing it. So if you're going to use this, just don't abuse it. Highlight the data and just bear in mind that you want to help Google organize the web better. And then you can start with one page, and if the tags and the data is similar, then Google can identify it across the rest of the website. So it just makes it a lot easier. So if you are running something like an events website, or if you're running a coupons website, a comparison website, a reviews website, then this would be quite good for you to use. We're going to go on to HTML improvements. So there aren't any issues here, but if there are issues, then you will normally see things get flagged up. So these things are like duplicate content. If you're having duplicate tags, duplicate title tags, duplicate meta descriptions, short meta descriptions, if they're too long, it'll generally get flagged up in this section. Some issues are more serious than others, but if you have any duplicate content, aim to make it as unique as possible. The Panda algorithms have targeted that seriously for the last few years, and it has been an issue in SEO before that. Google's cracked down on it because they want to make sure that people aren't trying to spam the internet. Okay, site links. Yeah, so site links, they appear automatically. Google decides on it. It's not up to you to decide if you want that site link. However, you can choose to remove it. So if you want to remove it, then you can use this section to have the site link removed from the organic search results. Okay, search traffic. So this one isn't entirely accurate, but it gives you an idea. Okay, so the search analytics. What's good about this is you can see like the queries people are putting in. You can add the clicks, impressions, click-through rate, and the position. So I'm going to click on all of those just to show you how it looks like. And then what you can do is you can filter it by clicks, impressions, click-through rate, and the web position. So I'm going to filter it by web position. And you can see that the site, it ranks for a range of keywords. There's not much impression or search volume on those keywords. But bear in mind, this gives you an idea, and this is an average position. So I'm going to go into this in a bit more detail. I'm gonna pull up one. Let's see. Okay, so I'll pull up this, which is Port View Hotel Colombo, which is a place that we stayed at, and we just did a review. So you can see that it had a couple of impressions, nothing much, nothing that special. But this is an average position. So what's better to do is to filter it by countries to get a more true reflection of what it is. So I've done it by the United States. You can't see any data there. Let's have a look at the UK. Nothing there. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back. And I'm going to filter it by countries. So I'm going to try the United States. Here we go. And then you can see, there's more like keyword rankings there. And then if I go on clicks, so there were no clicks. And then this one gives you a more accurate, more accurate data. It's not entirely accurate, but it gives you a better idea. Otherwise, it just gives you the average across all of the countries, and then you'll go and type it onto your search box. And then in some countries, you just won't see anything. The results won't show. So, look, if I go to Philippines, look, there we go. People looking for these. Okay, pages, you can filter by pages and compare pages as well. So I'm just going to go back to this. Whoops. I'm just going to go back to the US. You can filter by devices. So desktop, mobile, tablet. Search type is on the web. Images or videos. Date range you can adjust. Web pages. And you can filter the queries. Okay. So the next one. Links to your site. So it's important to keep an eye on the type of links that's pointing to your website. So you can see who links there the most, how's your data linked, does it look natural or does it look spammy, and the most linked to content. So this is the content on your website. So I'm going to go through it one by one. Let me start with who links the most. So here you can see that I've got the top 51 domains that have links to pages on my site, and the links come from a variety of sources. So you've got social networks like Reddit. Oh yeah, it also shows you a screenshot for some where it can capture a screenshot. Pinterest, Google, YouTube, Scoopit, these are all social network areas. Then you've got these websites which are blogs, so it's most likely coming from the blog commentary sites. Domain tools. You can generally get an idea of where they're coming from. And then you can see how many links are coming from these sites and how many pages they are actually linking to. Ideally you want to make sure that not too many are occurring, but like with this Reddit one, for example, you can see that it's coming from a social network. So, if it's getting shared or if it's being tagged within the social network, then it's being affected across a few different web pages, which is making it get more links, even though it's just going to the one web page. But keep an eye on this, because sometimes you might get some unnatural activity, and you might find that there's 1,000 links pointing to one web page. It's just good to keep on top of it to make sure that there isn't anything dodgy that's going on, and that might be impacting your SEO performance. You can download the tables and download sample links, download your latest links. You can show it by the amount of rows. Yeah, so there's quite a bit you can do. Okay, how the data is linked. So what anchor text is being used. And here you can see the different ways it's being linked to. So yeah, it's being linked via my name, via the website, by the name of the articles, quite a few different things. Yeah, but what you want is you want it to be natural. That's what you want it to be. So if it's being linked to you naturally, then that's great. If it's not, then yeah, it's not so good. So just have a look around here. Okay. And then your most linked to content. So you can see that most of the links are going to the home page. That's quite natural. Then people are linking to it about an article I did about Drake songs. Then links to an article I wrote about Jamaica. And then other things that the list goes on. So yeah, let's take a look at this to see if we can delve a bit deeper. Okay. So you can see that it's been shared on Scoop It, and it's also been shared on Google.com. I think this one was a Google Plus post. Alex in Wonderland, that was a blog comment, and I think same with these ones as well. And then if we take a look at another one, let's take a look here. Okay, so something that's interesting is it looks like it's on this other website. I don't know what website this is. So the URL is http tiedb info. Let's take a look and see what kind of site links to that. Okay, so obviously it's a site in Thai. Blog search. So what I can do is I can go and have a look at the view page source. I'll do a Control F, and let's take a look for Olivia. Okay, it's not in there, so that's interesting. Yeah, but anyway, it must have been linked to that page at some point. And when the links are no longer live, then you can see that it might not be linked in the future. So hopefully the console will upload this. Okay, sorry, just ignore that. Okay, so internal links. You can see how your site is being linked throughout your site internally to different web pages. So again, just try to keep it as natural as possible. And you can download your table here. Manual actions. So the message you want to see is no manual web spam actions are found. If you got issues there, it can be really serious for you. So you really don't want this to be any issue. International targeting. Uh, it depends on what your business and your website goals are. If you are trying to get an international audience, then it doesn't really make any sense to limit it by language or by country. But if you're like, say, a distributor that only has jurisdiction in a certain geographical area, then it makes sense to do so. So then you can mark up your site with href tags, and you can also target the site in your Webmaster console, and you can also do it with meta tags on the site. Mobile usability. So if there's any mobile issues with your site, you want to make it as friendly for users as possible. And like a lot of the sites nowadays, they're built to be mobile responsive. So generally, you shouldn't have too much of an issue. But if there is, then you can come here and take a look. Google Index. So you want to see how well your site is being indexed. So yeah, you can see that there's 131 pages indexed. My site's very small. Check it for your site. Just make sure that what you want to be indexed into the search results is actually indexed. Content keywords. This gives you a stronger idea of the type of keywords that's being used on your site. So let's take a deeper look, and look, you can see it's being picked up from the top URLs, and it's generally the theme of the site. It's a travel site. It's our lifestyle site. We're traveling, so it's just picking it up, and it's telling you the data in there. Okay, blocked resources. So there's 38 pages with blocked resources. Here I've got the analytics and something else. I don't know what that one is, but I've got that one from Shareholder. Remove URLs. So you can request to remove certain URLs from the search results. It's not something I'm looking to do, but if that's something that you feel like you need to do, then this is the place to come and do it. Okay, then we go into the crawl and crawl errors. So try to minimize as many errors on your site as possible. You can see that there aren't any errors here, but if you do have some that occur, then come here and take a look and try to resolve it as quickly as possible. Crawl stats, you'll be able to see how frequently your web pages are being crawled each day, what's being downloaded, time spent downloading it. You can send a command for Google to fetch your site or to fetch a certain web page. So if we just take, well, actually, like that's the home page, and then it will fetch it as Google. And then if you want to do it for another page on your site, just add in the rest of the URL here, and then you can do fetch or fetch and render. You can also do it in desktop, smartphone, and then other mobile formats. Your robots text file. So the robots text file allows you to allow Google's crawler to access or not to access content. So this is a really, really, really simple robots text file. Depending on how complex yours is, you just want to make sure that the right content is being accessed and the one that isn't correct isn't being accessed. Yeah, but if you want to test it, you do it here. Upload your robots text file, or see the live robots text file from your site, and then send Googlebot to test it out. Sitemaps. So sitemaps help Google to find and index your content. Pretty much, you want your content to be found on the web. If you're having trouble getting it found, you add a test sitemap for the site so it can better index your content. It's not always a guarantee, but it does help. It certainly does help. URL parameters. So what this means is there might be certain parameters across different URLs. So you might have a site that automatically generates dynamic URLs. So it might be like test.com / test.html $? ID 1, 2, 3, something like that. So if you do recognize that you are generating consistent dynamic URLs, then come to this place and configure the URL parameters. Okay, security issues. You don't want your website to get hacked, and if you think that there could be potential issues, have a look here. If anything is identified by Google, it's best to try to resolve it as quickly as possible. Consult your technical team and consult your web hosting provider. And then you've got other resources. So if you want to find out more about the structured data markup tool, testing tools, Google My Business email markup, if you want to find out more information about them, then you can come here. So that's it. So if you do have any other questions, feel free to leave comments, leave questions. If you agree with something, if you don't agree with something, that's fine. Let's have an open and healthy discussion. But apart from that, it's been a pleasure speaking to you guys. My name is David James, and feel free to get in touch and ask me any questions. Until next time, bye-bye.